In this video, we'll look at a stunning example of a question that's just phrased in such a weird way. And if you've watched a lot of the tailor-made science and maths videos, and specifically the Magic series, you'll notice that I'm quite a fan of these left field questions to try and show you them to make it easier when you see them. And so we start by getting the question: determine the non-negative integer values for which 2x squared minus 7x plus m equals 0 will have rational roots. And what all that mumbo jumbo basically means is, once I've done the nature of roots, so once I've done b squared minus 4ac, rational just means that it should be a perfect square. And so once I've done this, I should end up getting an answer that is a perfect square, like 25 as an example. And I may have to sub in different values of m, and that's what makes it a little bit weirder than normal. And so for starters, I'm just going to start by working out the nature of roots. So b squared minus 4ac, that just is the discriminant, and b is minus 7, that's the term in front of x, a is in front of the x squared, and c is the terms that don't have an x. And so when I work that out, that's kind of as far as I get. So what is my discriminant? There it is. Now I've got to choose non-negative integer values for m. So that's going to be these kind of numbers. And I'll show you in a second why I stopped there. And when I sub them in, I'm hoping to end up with a perfect square. So if I stub in 0 for m, this will go away and I'm left with 49. 49 is a perfect square, so that worked out. If I sub in 1, that will leave me with 41, not a perfect square. If I sub in 2, that'll give me 16, and that will give me 33, not a perfect square. If I sub in 3, that will give me 20 minus 24, that leaves me with 25, which makes it a perfect square. If I sub in 4, that will be 32, so that leaves me 17, which is not a perfect square. If I sub in 5, that will be minus 40, which leaves me with 9. 9 is a perfect square. And last one before I've ended up getting too big, so I'm not going to even consider 7. If I sub in 6, that gives me 48, so 49 minus 48 is 1. 1 is a perfect square. And so, and like I said, if I go bigger than that, if I go to 7, I'll end up with a number that's a negative, and I've entered the realm of non-real. And so what would my answer be? It would just be m is 0 or 3 or 5 or 6. So if I subbed in those numbers for m, it ended up giving me an answer that was a perfect square, which is rational. I hope that you found this Magic series question helpful. If you did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Thanks.